It's Spooktacular Spooktober. And there is a mouthful, huh? I thought for this month I would do a few paranormal, scary things. And I'm starting the night off with, well, most of them are like ghost stories, I would say. Probably. Paranormal anyway. Um, in the office place or at work, so to speak. Not always in the office. And here's a few people, and I'll read from there. This is from Francesca Barista. No, excuse me. Her name is Francesca. She is a barista. For a major coffee shop chain in Washington State. And here's her story. We've come to believe our coffee shop had been the scene of a terrible accident before it was built. First time something strange happened. I was in the lobby alone. There's a good place to be, right? Alone in the lobby. No customers. All the workers were in the back room. And I heard a man ask, "Where are my hands?" It's probably not something you want to hear. Ugh. Ever since that, weird things will happen. We'll hear someone ask for help or say hello, hello, hello when no one is in the room. There have been multiple times I'm in the back washing dishes and I see something move out of the corner of my eye or hear something fall or shuffle. I will check and no one will be there. I definitely don't enjoy my shifts when something like that happens. No, Francesca, neither would I. Another story by a Karen DeCruz. She's a salesperson for Mongoose Publishing. In our old office, if you worked past 9 p.m., so I guess that's the spooking hour, sometimes the printer would start printing stuff, and you'd be the only one there. Ew. The phones would ring, but when you answer, no one's there. Lights flashing on the intercom, but no one was around. Those were some dicey nights. Yeah, not ones I would want. And maybe there are explanations for some of this stuff, but I'm thinking the explanation was okay. Here is a Lainey Espia, excuse me. She was a restaurant server, a waitress, I guess. The food kitchen in the restaurant where I work is downstairs. We stopped serving food at 10 p.m., but we're open until midnight. When I was closing up a few years ago, I was minding my own business when I started hearing what sounded like pots and pans clanging. I assumed the kitchen boys were still there, so I went down to see what all the commotion was about. When I got there, all the lights were turned off, as they had left for the night. I ran back upstairs and waited for a regular to show up and calm my nerves. When I mentioned it to the regulars and our nighttime cleaning man, they said they also have had strange experiences in the restaurant at night. Can you imagine hearing clanging pots and pans go down there and it's dark? No one's there. Crickets? That would be really scary. Now here's our Jill Witticki, I'm going to say, Director of Marketing and Community Relations or the Tampa Theater, which is supposed to be really haunted, I suppose. Tampa Theater is a very haunted place, and we've had enough paranormal investigators that have explored the buildings and corroborated. Yeah, you've got something here. Foster Finley, the ghost of the former projectionist, likes to turn the lights on up in the projection booth. That probably scared me more than anything else, just because we had been, turning the page, in the building all evening with a group of investigators and with a documentary crew. We were up in the booth. We were wrapping up the night. We had a piece of equipment called a REM pod with us. It's a proximity sensor. I have no idea what all these gadgets are. The woman had asked Fink, the ghost of our projectionist, can you make the lights light up, indicating the piece of equipment. And the overhead lights came on. That would be scary, but it would be scarier if he actually talked or showed himself, or, yeah. I still wouldn't want to be there, though. And the last story, I know these probably aren't really, really scary stories, but my guess is if you would be there, they would be. Lori Hennessy, at the time this happened, was a family advocate for a preschool program called Head Start. I'm sure we've all heard of that. There were occasions, she said, that I would be working on off days, or when times when no one else was in the elementary school building. In the silence, of course, I could sometimes hear what sounded like faint shuffling and whispering. And she's supposed to be alone in the building, right? In the hallway, very often toilets would flush and sinks would turn on and off by themselves. That would freak me out. One hot day, near the end of the school year, I had my hair pulled back in a ponytail as I sat at my desk, and I felt someone lightly tug the ponytail twice. That would freak me out. No one else was there. It all felt very playful and kid-like, and I wasn't afraid. Would be. Other people were all freaked out when they noticed this happening, especially when the toilets flushed. They were loud. And it reminds me of, I had my own story like that. One night when I was sleeping, but not sleeping, sort of like in between the sleeping and all that. But it was like I was lightly dreaming. I don't know, but I know it wasn't really just a dream. You know how when you just know that, even though people say, sure. I know it wasn't. I had my hair pulled. And I really felt like somebody really pulled my hair, and it was a little girl. And it just, the next day I woke up thinking, oh no, freaked me out. And another time I had a weird dream where I was walking down a street in the dream, and I felt some clawing at my back, and it was like talons, like a big bird was. And it woke me up, and as I woke up and I was awake, my eyes open, I saw a woman staring at me. She seemed like a witch or something, and I knew somehow she was the one who was doing that, or putting something out there. I don't know. But anyway, just an extra little, that was some time back, but scary. Anyway, I'm sure everyone has their own stories, whether it's through the dream time, or in waking time. Anyway, I will pick some other stories out, and I'm sure some will be even scarier. Anyway, You had to be there, I'm sure, but it would freak me out if I had those, things happening to me. So, anyway, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday ahead. And over and out, Spooktober.